So things are getting very hot down in Phoenix with the Rising FC. And yes, definitely pun intended. But since I've never met anyone that has said I enjoy being outside on a 110-degree weather day, that is how bad it is getting in Phoenix. Okay, enough with the puns. And I kind of want to break down just how bad things are in Phoenix, show you guys a clip between their manager and a reporter. But before we do, if you're a fan of the USL, please give this video a like because it really helps with the algorithm so that we could get more USL exposure out there. And with that being said, why don't we get into it? And so right now, Phoenix Rising is currently in 6th place in the regular season in the Western Conference. So out of 12 teams, they are smack dab in the middle. But the thing is, the points are not that far away between 3rd place and 9th place. And I know as it stands right now, Phoenix is currently in the playoff spot, but still anything can happen because of how close it is, how close the standings are. And the season's already almost over, which I cannot believe. I cannot believe that the season is almost over. I'm going to miss it. I don't want it to be over. I know the USL Jägermeister Cup just finished. We have the final going on there, which I got to make a video for that as well. But yeah, going back to what's happening with Phoenix, I feel like a lot of people in the beginning of the season thought they were going to be a lot better than what they are right now. I know a lot of fans. I see what people are saying on X and stuff. They're not too happy. There have been a lot of mistakes in the games. There have been a lot of losses that maybe people think they shouldn't have lost. When they brought in Pa-Modou, I really think that they thought he was going to turn things around because of how passionate he is, vocal he is on the field. He looks like a coach that does care, that really cares and wants the best out of his guys. I remember seeing Pa-Modou when he was with the Portland Timbers and him being broadcasted as being such an impactful player. And like I said, that's one thing that Pa-Modou always shows, that passion for the love of the game. He always wants the best. I just remember when he was a player, he always wanted to do the best for his team. And it seems like that's what he wants to do with his players. But Pa-Modou recently got into a back and forth with Owen Evans, a reporter down in Phoenix. During this game, Phoenix Rising was winning 3-0. 3-0. And so you think the game's pretty much over. I think it was like the 75th minute, 70th, between 70th and 75th minute where they're winning the entire game. So you practically only have 15 minutes left in the game, right? You pretty much won the game, or 15 to 20 minutes. But then they get a red card. Phoenix Rising gets a red card because the player gets a second yellow, which was honestly a dumb foul that he did in that to get the second yellow. I mean, that's so dumb. You have to be way better than that. And it kind of just shows you how the season is going for them. But still, he gets a second yellow. He gets sent off, gets a red card. And so things just start to break down. It goes into the 97th minute, and El Paso ties it up. They tie up the game. Within 20 minutes, they score 3 goals. It's crazy because you have seen, how many times in soccer have you seen where teams are down a man and they still end up winning? To score 3 goals in 20 minutes, I think that's crazy. And I don't want to take anything away from El Paso because El Paso has also been playing pretty good under Wilmer Cabrera. I personally did not think they were going to play this good. But yeah, he seems to have molded things there. And so yeah, this was definitely a win for El Paso and a tough loss for Phoenix, especially for fans who feel like they deserve better, that Pa-Modou should have been doing a lot better. So let me let me show you guys the clip between them going back and forth, and we'll kind of break it down.
About the subs, that triple substitution you made, do you think that played at all into how the game played out from there, where it felt like a lot of defensive players and it just kind of pumping the ball?
So what, you want me to go offensive when I'm a man down?
Is there a balance to that?
Yeah, the balance is not to bring them back into the game. And it's not like they created much. It was 3 critical errors. It's not because of El Paso, it was because of us. It had nothing to do with the subs. So you would rather see Remy when you're down the man.
It was a very defensive set of substitutions, bringing off attacking players for some much more negative players.
At that moment we were 3-0 up. Down the man. You still want to go attack? Would you still go attack?
There's a balance to it.
I'm asking you, would you still go attack?
Not to the extent it was before, but there's a balance.
Would you have made that sub?
Not to the extent.
Oh, exactly. So then what is the question?
Did that play into just then the nature of the way the game played out there, where it was just kicking it long and
I told you,
the ball
I told you, you're down the man. So how do you want to possess the ball down the man?
Was there any middle ground to that at all that you could have seen?
I'm asking you. How do you want to defend it? How would you want to defend it? Right? I need to make choices. Right? So my choices, I made it based off of what was going to help us win. Right? Your job is to look at, all right, exactly your question, but reframe your question. Because what you ask your question is what? You already know the answer.
So, when you look at the season at large, then you've had 3 games where you've given away multi-goal leads now at home. Is there any common thread between those games, or is it just 3 very unique games?
Every game is different. Was there the same games? Was the same games?
But I'm asking you.
Well, you've seen the games. You're asking me about those 3 games. Were they the same games?
No, they're 3 separate games.
There you go.
But was there a common thread between them?
Well, you said it. There's 3 different games. So what is the common trend? What is the common trend?
That's what I'm asking you. You're the manager of Phoenix Rising Football Club.
No, it seems like you are. Because what are you trying to get away with this question? There's 3 separate games. It can happen. Are we in charge of the results or the outcome? Isn't that's why it's football? That's why it's football, Owen.
All right, so there's no denying that was pretty awkward. That was an awkward exchange because I feel like Owen didn't expect it to turn that way. But one thing I will say this. Obviously, I have never met Pa-Modou. I don't even think he knows who I am. And obviously, I had never met Owen. But when you're in the limelight, when you're in the public eye, when you've been playing for such a long time, you have a long career, right? You're seen publicly, you're seen on television, you're seen in clips and whatnot. And I will say this, Pa-Modou does give that arrogant vibe. He does seem very, very prideful. And like I said, I've never met him, so I hope I'm wrong, and maybe I am wrong, but just, the things that you see on TV, that's just what he gives off. And honestly, you can see what Owen is trying to do. He's trying to he's a big Phoenix fan, I'm assuming, right? He covers Phoenix Rising, so it seems like he kind of tries to trap him, kind of tries to make him feel bad for what the outcome was. And in a way, he's right. I mean, that's the manager of the club. He's supposed to take responsibility. So Owen just kind of calls him out on it. But Pa-Modou takes it a route that I don't think Owen was prepared for. But because the way Pa answered his answers, I mean, technically he's correct. I mean, do you want to attack when you're up 3-0 and you're down a man? I mean, that's not something that you think of, right? So I think Pa's answer there was correct. I think he was right in that aspect. I think for the majority of it, he is right. I mean, they're different games, they're different tactics, different opposing teams. But the thing is, at the same time, I understand Owen's frustration because you want to see them do better. You want to see your club do better, obviously. And the way that they tied in this game specifically, it feels like a loss. It feels like a gut punch because of how late we are in the season. Also, you're up 3-0 with only 20 minutes left, so the odds of it happening this way is not high. So I understand Owen asking these questions as well. I've never met Pa, so I don't know who he is or like what he is like. But I will say this: when you play for such a long time, when you're in the limelight for such a long time, you do get to kind of see how that person is or acts or whatnot. And just the vibe that Pa gives is kind of cocky, kind of arrogant, prideful. And so looking at it through this lens, the answers that Pa gives as a manager of the club, I feel like he should have taken more responsibility for the outcome. In this clip specifically, and I don't know if anyone else asked him, and he does take responsibility, but you would like to see your manager take responsibility. I mean, they lost. They lost this game. Even though it ended in a tie, it's a loss on just the way they did. But you would have loved to see him say, yeah, we messed up. I wish I could have done things better. I'm the head of the team. I'm the manager of the team. So it does start with me, and we're going to go back in the locker room and analyze everything. Something like that, right? But I feel like that would have been the more proper response instead of just trying to flip it, you know, not take responsibility. That's what it seems like. He's not trying to take responsibility. He's trying to just, oh, what are you going to do? He tells Owen, you're the manager. It seems like you're the manager of the club. What would you have done? What would you have done? I mean, Owen should have said that, like, what, as a manager, if I was a manager, I would have taken responsibility. So it's one of those things that maybe he'll learn. You got to like think quickly when someone tries to put the blame on you instead of on themselves. But I feel like Pa should have done that, especially being the manager of the club. But at the same time, just some of the comments, I mean, people were saying that he should be fired already. I mean, it's like we got to ease up on the firing of managers. People want them gone right away, and you don't know why. I mean, like I said, he's in sixth place. Technically, he's above the playoff line. So we got to pump the brakes on all these people always trying to call someone to get fired right away. A part of me I've said this many, many times. I feel bad for managers because it is such a stressful job. When things go right, it's the players, it's them who do good. But when things go wrong, a lot of the times managers get blamed right away. And you can see it here. I mean, like I said, people are calling him to get fired already, which I think is just ridiculous. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you agree, disagree? Whose side do you take? I would love to see what you guys have to say. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you all on the next one.